Felix's father raved until he was purple, then went with the others. Felix followed him to the side of the ship and watched him climb down into the tender. Because of the ship's list, it was even further down to the water than normal, and the little swell-swayed boat was banging hard against the ship's exposed, slippery-looking underside. Felix couldn't see how he could get down there, and was frightened. The captain noticed his plight and climbed back up to help him. As they rowed away, his father looked very ill. "All my money," he said, staring at the sinking ship, tears dripping off his chin. The others found this very amusing, and Felix hated them for it. Shortly afterwards, they found a break in the cliffs. Once they'd pulled the boats up a bright beach, fringed by shattered white rock and gnarled scrubby trees. A few dozen terrifying men and women strolled from cover and laid into the crew with blades and clubs, slaughtering the lot of them, apart from Felix, his father, 2 women, and the captain. These latter 3 seemed to be friends of the attackers. All of them turned to look at the Romans. "Don't kill me! Take the boy!" Felix's father wailed, cowering behind his son. A man, whose face was mostly moustache, pulled Felix away and held him tight, while others cut off his father's toga and sandals. Laughing all the while, they jostled the newly naked Roman towards a flint-eyed, bronze-skinned woman with long black hair. She peeled off her own clothes, then charged. Felix's father tried to run, but she caught him, tripped him, and leapt onto him, all to the cheers of the pirates. His dad clawed at her pinning legs and pummeled her torso with little fists. She held him firm, ignored his attacks, punched his face until his nose was pulped and he was moaning and useless, then strangled him until he juddered like a caught fish and was still. Felix followed the pirates back to their port. He didn't know what else to do. They ignored him, but let him eat their food. He found a place to sleep in a tent with 4 other children who didn't seem to mind him being there, but who didn't talk to him either. He spent the days wandering the island on his own, killing insects, lizards, and any other animals that he could catch. The killing made him feel good. One day he climbed down a low cliff to a small beach on the east of the island and found a string of large rock pools. He smashed some limpets to lure crabs from the safety of their mini caves, then set to investigating how many legs they could lose before becoming unable to walk. He was so engrossed in his studies that he didn't notice the small wooden boat with a white sail until it had bobbed nearly all the way to shore. He stood to watch as its bow wedged into sand and wavelets slapped its stern. Little Felix couldn't see anyone in it, so he left his crabs and ambled over to find what the mysterious vessel might contain. It contained a dead woman. He screamed. He recovered and wondered if his delimbed crabs would like human flesh. He put one on her chest, another on her face. Her head moved. She wasn't dead. She caught the face crab in her mouth and bit through its shell. Felix felt, rather than heard, a whoosh, and something very odd flowed out of the woman, washing over him like water. But it wasn't water. It made him tingle, but it wasn't hot or cold. He'd never felt anything like it before, yet the sensation was familiar. The woman groaned, sat, plucked the other crab from her chest and dashed it against the side of the boat. That seemed to energize her. She stood, flicked dried seagull shit off her salt-whitened black robe, jumped out of the boat, and looked at him. She was very old as his dad had been, with curly black and silver hair, black eyes, full salt-cracked lips, and a nose like a misshapen pear. She raised a hand as if to strike him, then smiled and lowered her arm. "Thank you, little man," she said, although she was not much taller than him. "Are your parents nearby?" He didn't know what to say. She peered at him, and he felt uncomfortable. Then she said, "No parents, no matter."